A long time ago, it was the way that the young man who was studying in the temple came back home. His heart was beating to see the main gate. He saw his house after 3 years. Mother! He wanted to call his mother from afar, but he endured. He wanted to surprise his family. Finally, the young man arrived at the main gate. Fortunately, the main gate wasn't locked. His heart was beating when he pushed out the main gate. Oh! His eyes was floating. Someone who looks like himself staring him at the yard. What happened? Who are you? The young man who came from a temple asked. I'm a son of this house. Then who are you? The young man who was in the house answered. What? I am a son of this house. It was the way that I finished studying. The young man who was in the house heard this and ignored. Huh. After 3 years of studying, I came back before 7 days. People gathered around there because of their rattling sounds. Oh my! The mother from big room can't shut up. What's that? My father, who was out on the tobacco field, was so surprised that he could not get his arms back. Oh my God! His sister from the small room turned white. What? The firm hands in the lower room were blinking too. Bow wow! The puppy was avoid hiding its tail. Well, where are twins like them? The two young men fought pointing at each other. You faked my parents when I wasn't here. Where do you come from? I am the son of this house. You're undoubtedly Granger. What do you want to come for? They don't know who's right. The people in the house are staring at them vacantly. The young man who came back from the temple was frustrated. The families he believed didn't recognize him, so his feelings would have been gone. Father, I am back. Mother, I am back. Your son, who left for the temple 3 years ago, returned after studying safely. The young man in the house stayed with his hand. Father, mother, don't be fool. When I came back, you were glad to see me, and you also touched my cheek. Father and mother whispered to each other with their ears. I can't distinguish anything. Shall we get them both be our sons? Then the mother pushed her head hardly. No, one of them is definitely a fake. Fake could ruin our house. We have to find out. That's right. But how do we find the real son? I have a good idea.
The mother looked at the two alternately. My son has a black wart on his right forearm. Let me see. Then the young man who came back from the temple worked through the sleeves and showed his forearms. The young man who was at home first worked in the sleeves and extended his forearms. Oh my! They both had warts in the same place. It was the same shape and size. The young man who was at home first said, If he is the real son, he will know this house well. Asked where the stuff in the house is. It was a plausible trick for her to think. Where is the ThinkStar that grandmother chased? The young man who just returned from the temple did not know. The young man who was at home first smiled. It's in the barn. In the end, the whole family's face smiled. The young man who came back from the temple was so unhappy. So he asked him to ask one more question. This is the last time. Where is the inkstone that my grandfather loved? This time father asked. The young man who came back from the temple again hesitated. In the meantime, the first young man went to find the inkstone in the closet. The family liked that they found the real son. Hey, get out before you die right now! The young man who came first kicked the young man who came back from the temple. What a bad guy like him! Where like you were! The family also pointed behind his backs. Mother sprayed salt as the slaves rushed with their sticks. The young man who came back from the temple eventually was driven out. The young man who was kicked out of the house was really absolved. He was sick and unhappy. The young man has nowhere to go. So he went back to the temple as crying where he was studying. The monk looked at the young man's face and pulled his tongue out. Then he said forthwith like this, "You were kicked out of the house by fake." The young man was surprised and asked to him, "How did you know that?" "It's all written on your face." "Monk, what should I do?" But the monk suddenly asked something wrong. "Have you ever touched your nails or toenails and threw them away anywhere?" The young man recalled the time when he jumped into the clear water and took a bath. If he did not study well, he used to do it several times a day. And while bathing, he nailed his nail claws and washed them away in the water. At the bottom of the creek, there was a very old boy. This boy ate delicious the nail claws coming from the water. It got a period of people. That's why I was able to make you look like you. Oh, it did. The young man could have known everything. The young man saw the monk with anxious eyes. Don't worry, I will tell you the way. Thank you, monk. What should I do? The cat is the most afraid to a boil. Take the cat and put it down in front of the bake. The monk pointed to a sleeping cat in front of him in the kitchen. It was a cat that he gave a spoonful of rice every time. The young man ran home with the cat. No, the crazy guy is here again. The whole family got bored. The young man put the cat in front of a fake sun without saying anything. The fake sun was blue on his face. Meow. The cat jumped up and bit the fake sun's neck. At the moment, fake sun is gone. In the yard, a large rat fell down with blood on his neck. So what happened to him? The family who found his real son had a big feast and lived happily.